Juliette Binoche first enjoyed international recognition when she starred in such films as Blue and The Unbearable Lightness of Being. But it was her Academy Award turn in The English Patient that made her a household name. Since then, she has deliberately shied away from Hollywood, focusing her attention on French films and her British stage debut. Today, she can be seen starring on Broadway in Betrayal and in the much-talked-about film Chocolate. Here's the trailer for the film.
Academy Award winner Juliette Binoche, Academy Award winner Judi Dench, Alfred Molina, Academy Award nominee Lena Olin, and Johnny Depp. Chocolat.
I'm pleased to welcome back to this table Juliette Binoche. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's great to see you again. There was this time between After English Patient that I referred to in the script where one might have assumed, rushed to do another Hollywood film. But you chose to do smaller, more interesting things for you, yes?
I did 4 films in French, yeah. I came back home and I did some film there.
Simply because these were things that you wanted to do, or were you making some deliberate decision to?
My first film after The English Patient, I did some theater in London, naked.
Right.
And then after that, I went back to France and I shot this film with André Téchiné, who invited me to do my first movie, having the main part when I was 20. So for me, it was a full circle. It was going back to Grandpa. And to give him, the honor to, be back with him because I didn't want to lose myself, in a way. It was going back to the earth and going back to my root, in a way, and to thank him.
Yeah. And
it was full circle. Also, it was 12 years after the Rendezvous, my first film, when I was 20. And it was a way of, Chinese people say 12 is their perfect number. Yes. So I thought, 12, go back to where you started. Yeah, like a full circle.
With these films, you were more positively going to something rather than avoiding something else?
Absolutely. Yeah. I've always worked like that. It was more of embracing and saying yes than saying no. Because no, it's not easy. It's a grief, You saying no, you think, oh, you turn down this film and that film. And actually, each time, it's a real, dilemma. Yeah. It's not easy to say no.
You hate to say no.
It was very hard for me when I started working on films to say no. I thought I was not allowed to say no. And so Not allowed.
By your own psyche or
brought up education and it was, and sometimes I got scripts or demands and I wouldn't answer because I was so, emotional about, saying no, that I would stay with no answer, and that was even worse. So when I started understanding that it's better to say no than nothing, then I started saying no.
If you're going to say no, it's better to say it earlier rather than later.
Exactly.
For the same reason. Chocolate, how did it come, and why do you like it, and what makes
my agent, my American agent, Adam Isaacs, knows me very well, and he knows that I love chocolate, and I've always loved chocolate. And when it comes to
enough for you to go jump into this film?
Well, actually, he jumped first on the script, and he sent it over, and I read it, and actually I was pregnant. And when I read the word chocolate, got very sick. Actually, each time there was the word chocolate written in the script, it was worse and worse. But knowing my love for chocolate, at the end of the script, I said, oh, that has to be for me, So when I met Harvey Weinstein in New York, I told him that I really wanted to do it. And he said, well, you have to ask for it. So I said, dear sir, may I do this film? And he said, yes, it's yours. And so I was very lucky.
Now, was any of the other cast set at that time, or Judi Dench, or Albert Molina, or Johnny Depp?
No, that was very early.
So you were first, and then they...
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me the story.
Tell you the story? Oh, my God.
She opens a shop across from him.
Yes, and it's a fairy tale, but there has some reality in it, and you can see reality through it. I think she's trying to lift spirits through chocolate. Yeah. So it's the theme is chocolate, but the gesture of chocolate is more the theme of it, because it's how you share, how you have compassion, how you can reveal yourself to yourself and live the life you want to live instead of living the life that people expect you to live. So it's all the questions and the themes of breaking with past or traditions, And there's a complex situation. There's many different actors, an amazing cast, I think, and coming from
Judi Dench across the board.
Yeah, and in a way, it's all the connection and disconnection of all those people in this village, and how she's going to help people to pass some difficulties. But at the end, and that's what I love about this film, is that it's people's going to change her, and it becomes another circle, which the energy going back towards her.
Here is a scene in which Johnny Depp plays a member of a gang. Yes, and you think you know his favorite chocolate. Roll tape. Here it is.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm undone, but not my favorite. I'll come round sometime, get that squeak out your drawer.
Where was this shot?
That was near Salisbury in England, believe it or not.
An English village as a French town, small town?
Well, that's, films are becoming more and more international, I think. Yeah. It's funny, that scene, because actually Johnny, I had to make special chocolate for each character, and I asked a special maker in France, who I met, to prepare the movie. And for him, that was the cluster, and it was very dark chocolate. And what I found out, and it was funny, that he didn't like chocolate very much. So after all the each take, he was going to spit it out. Yeah, of course. Right. And but I think at the end he liked it better. But I think he likes milky chocolate more than dark chocolate. Yeah. So that was funny each time.
And you love what kind of chocolate?
I like differences. I like in life, actually. I like uniting all the differences, and that's why in this village it was so wonderful to see all those different people coming together. But my favorite is going from one to another, then to another, and then it probably tells a lot about my
do they make the best chocolates in the world in France, you think?
I'm not chauvinist, but I have to say that in Belgium and Switzerland,
of course,
they have
Belgium and Switzerland,
wonderful chocolates.
Right.
But I like not the big brand, selling
like
industry,
said,
but a very small little special shop where this man is doing, in his little kitchen, he's doing his own chocolate and choosing it very carefully. That I'm very fond of, because it's art. It becomes art.
Roll tape. This is another scene from Chocolate in which with Judi Dench, and here it is.
Would you like a cup of...
No. No, thank you. I'm just here to do a portrait.
Whose?
Yours, actually.
Don't look so damn pleased with yourself.
She seems quiet there, but she's very much a free spirit. Yes?
Oh, yeah, she is, yeah. And we shared good laughs together. She laughs like a duck, as I do.
No, I'm talking about the character you play.
Yeah.
Your character. In other words, I mean, your character, Viviane. Yes, Viviane? Viviane is a free spirit.
Yes.
Yeah. She seemed a little quiet there in that scene, but she's a...
And that's, in Judi Dench's character, she's, they like sisters or grandmother and daughter, but there's a strong connection between one another. And I felt the same, actually, in life with Judi, also because...
You did? You felt a sense of bonding?
Closeness.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Do actors talk about acting when they're making a film? Much?
Between one another?
Yeah. About the craft.
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I do. It depends,
If it's someone you want to learn from, you do. It depends on what they can give.
Yeah, actually, we had a lunch together during the shooting time, and that was the last day, and we talked a lot about theater, and it was great for me, because you learn a lot from those experienced people, actors so talented and generous. Human beings. I think you have to be a good actor. You have, first of all, to be generous human being.
Do you want to continue doing stage and film and go back and forth as you have been doing?
I want to live. Then afterwards, if the opportunity is both wonderful, but I don't have a plan. I'm trying to live as much possible in present time. which is quite difficult.
What was it?
Here and now.
Yeah.
You have to start from that, and I've been pretty lucky. You know, things are, you know.
Things happen while you're just not
Yes,
planning.
but I'm not thinking that much, you know, forward in the sense of planning things, because I think it's impossible. Life changes all the time.
Do most things come to you, or do you look for them?
Actually, it's one of the first times that I asked to do chocolate, you know, chocolat.
Yeah, chocolat, yeah.
Usually things come to me. But, you know, my next project, for example, I've been on this project for 3 years and still believing it's going to happen and it's going to be, you know, a very interesting experience to go through.
You mean this one? Chocolate?
No, my next movie.
What is the next movie?
The Assumption.
Oh, The Assumption.
Yes, and it's going to be directed by Walter Salles, and
Yes.
and it's been 3 years. So I mean, it's not like, you know, I've been following and with the project since the beginning, with the producer Karen Schauer.
Yeah, but is the script changing over the years?
Oh yes.
Yeah, so it is.
Yes, Anthony Minghella wrote the last draft.
From The English Patient.
Yes.
Is he going to? He's not going to direct it, obviously, but
No, he's
But
not
is he writing the script? So in a sense, in the
He
end,
wrote
it's
the
his script that
Yes.
that will be
we're
the
gonna
operative script.
yes.
Yeah. Have you stayed close with him since The English Patient?
We've talked on the phone. We didn't see one another because he's traveling so much,
Yeah.
and we're all very busy. But we stay in contact.
Betrayal. Harold Pinter. A play that first with Blythe Danner here in New York, and I think Roy Schneider was in it, and who else? Had you seen it before? The play?
I've seen in the drama,
drama class, yeah.
Somebody was playing that scene. I was very intrigued by
Which
it.
scene?
The first scene.
Oh, the first scene, yeah,
one.
right.
And I was very intrigued by it, and it was very quiet. And I didn't know what it was, and I was like, oh my God, it's like in a movie in a way, because this the simplicity, and the actor does what he wants to do with it. You know, you have to have so much of a inner map that you're writing inside of this labyrinth of emotions and feelings. And
Does theater take more out of you because you're doing it every night, and it's
I think it does.
you got to
in a
rise
way.
to the emotional level every time?
Well, you're the editor and the director,
Sure,
and
right,
you're doing
right.
everything. But I think the muscles that you're using on theater kind of in a way in parentheses on films, because you have to speak up and using
Project.
and using I'm sorry
No, sure.
and using all your body, because you're not cut into pieces, and that's so freeing for an actor.
You're in this with
Yes, Schreiber and
Liv
John
Schreiber
Slattery.
and who else?
John Slattery.
Oh, John Slattery,
and
right.
Mark.
And here is a scene in which you meet with your husband's best friend, Jerry, with whom she's having an affair. Here it is.
See?
Oh, I read that Sphinx, the book you gave me.
What do you think?
Excellent.
Robert hated it. He wouldn't publish it.
What's he like?
Who?
Sphinx.
Sphinx. He's a very thin bloke, about 50, wears dark glasses day and night. He lives alone in a furnished room, quite like this one, actually. He's unfussed.
Furnished rooms suit him.
Yes.
They suit me too. And you? Do you still like it? A home.
It's marvelous not to have a telephone.
And marvelous to have me.
You're all right.
I could enslave for you.
This is interesting because it's kind of reverse chronological order that comes out of this play. Yes?
Yes.
Make it difficult?
Not especially
all.
because on films we always do that.
Yeah,
anyway.
out of order.
Yeah, out of order completely. Start with the end, and end with the beginning. It often happens.
Chocolate opened Friday, December 15th, but trailers running through February 4th at the American Airlines Theater. Thank you for coming.
Thank
it's
you.
always great to see you.
Nice to see you.
Juliette Binoche, thank you for joining us. See you next time.